Guys, welcome back to another video. We're watching a Dumb Doggo video. This tells us what it's like to fight the deadliest beetles. Okay. Make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Let's get into it. Let's go.
Hello again, bug-sized man. Have you ever wondered what it's like to fight the deadliest beetles in the world? No? Well, let's find out. Challenger 1. Rhinoceros beetles. The Hercules beetle is the longest beetle in the world, growing up to 7 inches thanks to their massive horns. First, they intimidate their rivals and predators by making a hissing noise. But there's no way that's working on you, right? Oh, I guess I was wrong. Playing is a great choice, though. The Hercules beetle is actually quite slow on land, as its giant horn makes it difficult to move around. But I forgot to mention he can fly. A bit clumsily, though. Now you would think that a magnificent horn like this would do a great job at the old stabby. But his horn is actually made of 2 parts, the cephalic horn and the thoracic horn. They're lined with hair and spines, and when he moves his head up, it creates a secure pinch grip. So it's actually used to grab you, hoist you into the air, and suplex you into submission. The beetle then approaches, ready for a snack after all that hard work. Here you go, boy. You did a great job. Turns out he's not carnivorous. He's just a peaceful beetle who eats fruit and sap, and occasionally beats up other beetles on the side. In front of the ladies, of course. Hercules beetles aren't the only horned beetles that exist. There's elephant beetles, Japanese rhino beetles, atlas beetles, and many, many more. Into the collection you go. Before we dive into the 10 other unique beetles on this list, let's learn some beetle lore first. Did you know that the Hercules beetle started off as a slimy grub? A beetle's life cycle has 4 main stages. First, all beetles start off as an egg, which are usually laid near a suitable food source. Second, when the egg hatches, a larva emerges and gets to snacking right away. And not all of them behave the same. The Hercules beetle larva feeds on rotting wood and leaves, but some other larvae are vicious, carnivorous predators. But we'll get to them later. The main goal of the larva is to get as fat as possible, to store enough nutrients and energy for the 3rd stage in the cycle, the pupa stage. The fat grubber burrows into the soil to form a pupal chamber, where it breaks down and completely reorganizes its body, developing structures like stronger legs, wings, and a harder exoskeleton. And in the 4th and final stage, the fully formed adult beetle breaks out of its pupal case, ready to take on the world. Isn't that amazing? What? Did you understand that? Well, maybe we can solve it with today's sponsor, Mondly. Mondly is a language learning app that gives you access to 41 different languages.
Great. What about flower? Fantastic performance.
Like this?
One of the most aggressive beetles, equipped with curved, serrated blades for mandibles that are quite large relative to their head size. That's Monly.app/DumbDoggo. Thanks to Monly for sponsoring this video. Challenger 2. Tiger beetles. This is the tiger beetle, the fastest running insect in the world. It can reach speeds of up to 5.6 miles per hour, which is about 125 times its body length per second. That's the equivalent of a human running 700 miles per hour. Basically the speed of a jet. It's also one of the most aggressive beetles, equipped with curved, serrated blades for mandibles that are quite large relative to their head size. But why all this fancy weaponry, you may ask? Well, it's to dismember you limb from limb, of course. Unlike the Hercules beetle, this guy's carnivorous. Oh, I think he saw you. Well, unfortunately, it looks like you might have a chance of survival. Turns out the tiger beetle moves too fast for its own brain. There's not enough time to process visual inputs, so they temporarily go blind mid-sprint. Oh, he's back now. Oh, we lost him again. Apart from their visual processing speed, they're terrible with sharp turns. Looks like you've gotten away. Just kidding. Say hello to the tiger beetle larva, and they're just as violent as the adults. Their tactic is to burrow into the ground and wait patiently, and when prey like you stumbles along, they lurch out with lightning speed and grab you with their powerful pincers, pulling you inside. The lava has a hump with curved hooks that allows it to anchor itself to the tunnel, so there's no way for you to struggle out once it's latched on. And all the while, it's using its mandibles to dismember you and eat you alive.
Good, that's
Challenger 3. Toxic beetles. Next up, we have the second coolest beetle on this list, the bombardier beetle. And inside its juicy booty is a toxic chemical weapons factory. What? There are two reservoirs inside the beetle's abdomen, one filled with hydroquinone and the other...
I don't know how to spell what the hydroquinone, I think I'm just gonna say it. He sprays up toxic from his butt. That's pretty weird. Cool defense mechanism though.
With hydrogen peroxide. When threatened, the beetle squeezes these reservoirs, mixing the chemicals together in a chamber with a bunch of enzymes. The result is a violent exothermic reaction that heats up to the boiling point of water and builds up a lot of pressure too. The beetle then releases this as a hot, noxious spray that can severely wound or even kill enemies. But you might be wondering, why doesn't this explosive beetle butt chemistry make him go... Well, a one-way valve prevents the pressure from going back into the beetle, ensuring that it can only leave through one exit, the bombardier beetle's butt turret. The weapon is more like a Gatling gun than a flamethrower, as each spray is made up of a series of many rapid pulses per second. This helps the beetle avoid overheating and damaging itself, and unfortunately for you, it stores enough chemicals to repeat this pulsing spray for up to 20 times in a single fight. The beetle's butt turret also has a 270-degree range of motion, meaning it can protect itself from most angles. And if the boiling temperature wasn't unfair enough, one of the products of the reaction is benzoquinone, which is an irritant with a strong, stinky smell. So now you're in physical pain due to the burns and emotional pain because nobody wants to be around you. Challenger 4. Diving beetles. The great diving beetle lives in freshwater ponds and lakes, and they've developed a taste for seafood.
Swim. Wait. I thought beetles can't swim. You're telling me some beetles can actually swim? This one, I forgot his name. Diving beetle, yeah. Diving beetle. Makes sense. There's a name on it. And he's called...
Come on, man! They can stay underwater for over 30 minutes using a bubble of air they've trapped under their wing covers as a scuba tank. And once it's depleted, they stick their butt out of the water to replenish it. The beetles are quite agile, thanks to their paddle-like hind legs, which are lined with long hairs to generate more thrust underwater. They use this speed to chase down prey like small fish and tadpoles. Then with their strong forelimbs and mandibles, they grab and tear them apart, all while spewing digestive juices. Ooh, you got him! Ew, that's smelly. As a defense mechanism, the beetle secretes foul-smelling chemicals. This could cause larger fish to puke them out, or even paralyze them. You've escaped this time. But you're not safe yet, because diving beetle larvae are even more of a menace. These guys are extremely aggressive.
Larva, sometimes the larva is more aggressive than the actual beetle. I don't think that makes sense. But damn, the larva looks disgusting. Sorry. It does look...
Hunters capable of overpowering prey much larger than them, even other adult diving beetles. Once they've pierced their prey, digestive juices are injected through a tube in the mandible, and the liquefied nutrient soup is left out. This vicious behavior grants them the very cool nickname of water tiger. Challenger 5. Indestructible beetles. This is the diabolical ironclad beetle. Yep, that's its actual name. Ironclad because it's covered in almost indestructible armor, and diabolical because the guy who named it must have stubbed his toe on one. This is diabolical. The beetle can take a crushing force of 39,000 times its own body weight. That's like you...
9,000 times? What?
Being stepped on by 500 African elephants. And yes, they can survive being run over by a car. The diabolical ironclad beetle has sacrificed flight, and instead, its wing covers are permanently fused together to form an impenetrable exoskeleton. It's made up of
That is
multiple
pretty
layers
cool,
of
but-
tough chitin, interlocked in a jigsaw-like pattern that allows them to flex and absorb high impacts efficiently. Ironclad beetles can also live up to 8 years, which is way longer than the
Whoa.
typical lifespan of most beetles. They've basically
That's
dumped
pretty
all of their stat points into defense and HP, the ultimate tank build. So I guess you're not winning this fight, but you're in luck, because this guy ain't winning either. Despite its evil-sounding name, the diabolical ironclad beetle is actually quite docile, and it plays dead whenever it gets threatened. Why don't we call it a draw for now? Although, it's probably playing dead right now for another reason.
Ah.
If you're enjoying the video so far, it would help me a lot if you could hit the like button. Thank you. Goodbye.
So,
Did you do it yet? Challenge 6. Dung beetles. You might think that dung beetles are just stinky little bugs covered in poop all day. And
Yeah.
you'd be right, but don't underestimate them, because they're actually one of the strongest creatures relative to their size, being able to pull 1,141 times their own
That's
body weight.
insane.
That's like you being able to pull a fully loaded Boeing 737 by yourself.
Wow.
Dung beetles have a super sensitive sense of smell, which is great for finding new piles of poop. Their whole world revolves around it. They eat poop, live in poop, and raise their stinky little larva babies in poop. Different species show different behaviors. Rollers roll the dung ball to a safe spot to bury it. Tunnelers burrow into the dung piles and live in the tunnels underneath, and dwellers literally just live in the dung pile. Once a roller has captured a ball, they can't be stopped. Literally, the beetle rolls its ball in a straight line no matter the obstacles. If it gets knocked off course, it gets up on its little poop perch and uses the sun, the moon, or light from the Milky Way galaxy to reorient itself. Dung beetles usually aren't very aggressive, but they get serious once you threaten.
Imagine dying to a dung beetle. Imagine you just walking around with your tiny sized body and you see a dung beetle coming straight towards you with a pile of poop. That's kind of scary.
To steal their poop ball. It's like a game of King of the Hill, where the beetle stands on its ball and defends it against the other attackers. Unfortunately, the dung beetle's love of poop is also their greatest weakness. Their predator, the burrowing owl, purposely collects poop from...
Is it like poop? Wait, there's a type of owl that lives and collects poop? You're telling me not just a beetle loves poop? The ug beetles live in poop. This thing also lives in poop? You telling me there's animal that live in poop? Not an insect, not a bug. I think I was getting insects. I got it. I think they're just an owl. Are you telling me an owl can live in poop? How is that possible? Oh, he's pretty good at explaining it.
other animals and places it around their burrows as bait. This attracts them for an all-you-can-eat beetle buffet. Challenge 7. Giant beetles. The Titan beetle is the biggest beetle in the world. Hey, don't look at that guy. His horn doesn't count. Anyways, Titan beetles can grow up to 6.5 inches long, and their large mandibles produce enough force to snap a pencil in half. Of course, they would have no problem cutting into human flesh too. But what do these guys eat to get this big? Well, actually, nothing. Adult Titan beetles don't eat. In fact, they don't even have digestive enzymes. It's speculated that as larvae, they store enough energy to last their entire adult stage of life. And I say speculate because Titan beetle larvae have never been found in the wild, and none have been bred in captivity either. We don't even know what they look like. Adult Titan beetles only live for a few weeks before they burn through all their energy supplies. So to beat these guys in a fight, all you have to do is evade them until they eventually flop over and die. I won! I won! actually another contender for biggest beetle if you go by sheer weight. The Goliath beetle. They come in at a whopping 50 grams, and the larva is even chunkier, weighing in at 100 grams. Luckily, both of these guys aren't connected.
You're telling me that the actual adult size beetle weighs less than its baby form? How does that make sense? It's not the older it gets, the heavier it gets. Not the older it gets, the less heavier it gets. I don't know what I'm saying no more. I'm just yapping too much. Alright, let's continue.
So as long as you're not trying to steal their food or their mates, they're pretty docile, and you can escape without a fight. Can't say the same about the next one, though. Challenger 8. Epomis beetles. To the filthy casual, the Epomis beetle might look like any other regular beetle, but you should know better by now. Actually, I'll let you take a break for this one. Thank you, Doggo. I have another victim in mind. You see, throughout beetle history, there's been one slimy predator that has terrorized every bug in existence. A relentless, bottomless bug vacuum. The frog. But now, we're about to see the predator become prey. This tale of revenge begins as a tiny larva. In the presence of a frog, the Epomis larva acts all weak and helpless, wiggling its antenna around pathetically. Oh no, don't eat me! The amphibian is baited into thinking it's an easy meal, and it lets its guard down and lunges forward. And that's the last mistake this frog will ever make. The larva dodges and immediately counterattacks by sinking its creepy double-hooked mandibles deep into the frog's slimy flesh. There's no chance for the frog to struggle free as the larva slowly slurps up its body fluids, eating it completely. Even if the frog managed to swallow the larva, it's been known to latch on from the inside, usually causing it to be violently regurgitated and free to attack the frog again. Once the larva transforms into an adult, it doesn't even bother with the bait-and-switch playstyle anymore. Instead, it relentlessly hunts the frog down and latches onto its back. And then, using its mandibles like scissors, it cuts through the muscles and tendons of the hind legs, disabling the frog's ability to jump and escape. Then it can take its sweet leisurely time to eat the frog alive. In my opinion, this is the coolest beetle on the list. But get back in there. There's more deadly beetles to come. Challenger 9. Stag beetles. Stag beetles are most notable for their giant pinchy mandibles, and they come in all different shapes and sizes. The largest of them is the giraffe stag beetle, with long serrated mandibles that are quite scary. When challenged, the first thing a stag beetle does is intimidate its opponent by rearing up onto its forelegs and spreading its jaws. If the opponent doesn't back down, then the fight begins. I think you can probably guess what's gonna happen next, though. Watch out, watch out, watch out! Just like Hercules beetles, stag beetles aren't carnivorous, so it just leaves you alone after it's broken your back. But it must be quite hard to get to food when you're blocked by these things all the time. Another stag beetle species known as Darwin's beetle is famous for their treetop battles during mating season. While fighting for a mate, they use their mandibles to hook onto their opponent's wing covers for leverage to yeet them off the tree. Ow. In reality, though, the stag beetle's jaws look a lot worse than they actually are. They can only pinch and not bite, so they're not actually that painful.
Oh, that's a good thing.
Challenger 10. Imposter beetles. The antness beetle looks kinda cute with its fluffy antenna and chunky build, but don't be fooled. They're the most devious critters on this list. It all starts when the antness beetle comes across a worker ant. Oh, come on. The beetle secretes pheromones, which the ants go crazy for. And at the same time, they also use an acoustic mechanism to imitate the sounds of a queen ant. It smells like an ant, it sounds like an ant, but it sure doesn't look like an ant. Must be an ant. So the beetle waltzes right into the ant nest, where it's treated like royalty. It gets a free spa day as it receives plenty of grooming from the worker ants. It gets free babysitters as the ants feed and care for all the eggs the beetle lays, and it also gets plenty of free meals, as the beetle repays all the ants' kindness by eating them instead.
Hey man, somebody keeps eating all our eggs. Who do you think it is?
I don't know. I guess there is one thing the ants get out of this deal, though. If a predator or ants from another colony try to invade, the beetle whips out its explosive butt spray to defend the nest. Similar to the bombardee.
If you're just casually walking by as a tiny little ant and you see the queen, your queen, shooting bullets, not bullets, but shooting your enemy ants in the butt. That's pretty suspicious to me, if I wasn't that. But I think I'm great though, so I don't think they'll just notice it right away. I don't know what I'm saying, man. I'm just saying nonsense.
You beetle.
That's really suspicious though.
Challenger 11. Blister beetles. Our final challenger. Why don't you give him a pat? He won't bite.
Oh, okay then.
Looks like you didn't take Nature 101. If it's got bright spots, don't touch it. Blister beetles produce a toxic chemical in their bug blood called cantharidin, which causes painful welts and blisters to form all over your skin upon contact. Many species are aposematic, meaning they have bright colors on them to deter predators. Nice of them to warn you, but not all of them though. Blisters form after an hour or so, and in most cases heal in about a week. But if you decide to crush the beetles up into a powder and eat them that way instead, you'd feel severe stomach pain and nausea, followed by blisters in your mouth and throat. Depending on how many you ate, in a few hours you might have kidney damage, and you could even die from organ failure. How did people find this out? Well, it's said that the ancient Romans and Greeks thought it was an aphrodisiac, because apparently being on the brink of organ failure felt like arousal to them. In the modern world, however, blister beetles are huge pests. They eat the leaves off of crops like potatoes and tomatoes, and even worse, they can get into the food source of livestock, like hay for horses. Who do you think would win? One horse or a couple of stinky beetles? Well, ingesting just 4 grams of blister beetles can actually be fatal for the horse. I guess technically there was no winner in that fight, though. Apart from the chemical defenses, blister beetles don't have much going for them. They've got small mandibles that aren't very good at biting, and their exoskeleton is pretty weak. Maybe this is a fight you can actually win.
Really?
Maybe not. The collection's finally complete. Now, I know what you're all thinking. What kind of beetle are you, doggo? Well, how did you know? See you next time.
Okay, that's it for today. If you like that video, hit like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.